guys. Today, I've decided to bring back Junius Tjetje, the director at Xynergy Realty. Now, Junius himself has been a great mentor to me, to my brother, to our business, and he's really helped teach us a lot of the key learnings and things to avoid and also things to try during your business, which has really been beneficial for us. And in this episode, we talk about how he had to change and adapt his business during COVID, as well as how he used that spare time to learn about new things, diversify his income. So definitely, I highly recommend this episode. Junius is a great mentor to me, to my brother, to our business, and I really hope that you guys can learn a thing or two from him. Thanks for coming back on the podcast, man.
No problem, Joel.
It's been
Happy to be here.
Thank you. I think it's like been 2 years since you came on the last one,
The last
right?
time, yes.
We went from Hallam
Hallam.
all the way to the 11th space.
Yeah, better place for sure than Hallam. Wow, that was the last time I'm going there.
It's leased now.
Yeah.
My dad got, I think it's like on a 6-month lease, I think.
The whole warehouse?
Oh, yeah. Someone's just using it for inventory. So it's good cash in my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, man. So I think the biggest difference between then and now is like you're a dad now, right? So
Yep.
how's that life?
Very rewarding though. I mean, obviously the first month it's really hard, especially the lockdown. No one can pretty much came to our place. My in-laws supposed to came back in July. Lockdown, the borders closed. Yeah. Couldn't fly here, and then so pretty much our first baby. Two of us learning how to deal with this whenever she cries and that. But after the 3 months, it's starts to get better. She can sleep through the night for 6-7 hours. But I mean, as much as it's hard and very tiring, but very rewarding, I would say.
So how
When's yours?
What's that?
When's yours?
When's mine?
Yeah.
9 months.
9 months. Oops.
Bro.
Okay.
Anyway, so how do you how do you diversify your time now? Is it like 33%, work, 33% your wife?
Yeah. Well, there's a kind of blessing in disguise for me personally. I know a lot of people facing hardship during that time, and I feel them, But for me, during that time, because I just got my baby, I was able to work from home because the whole thing's closed down anyway. Our office closed down, so the first 3 months, which is August, September, October, my baby born on the end of July. The next few days, suddenly it's the lockdown. So when the lockdown happened, I was still in the hospital. After that, went back home. So everything's just fully locked down. But I was able to work from home. Yeah. And during that first 3 months, so I get time to really adjust. I can imagine because most people, they take off for about a month, yeah. Even you only get 2 weeks parental leave for the dads normally. For the mom, you get about longer. I think 18 weeks or something. But yeah, I mean during that 3 months, so I was able to, because I work from home, it's much easier. But now, if you ask me the time, I mean it started to get back to normal in terms of the working hours. In the morning, wake up, go to work. But the difference is when I'm at home though. As you all know, I love to play my games, but those things gotta stop now. Not stop, I would say less. Much less. So yeah, go home. Now when I go home, I start spending time with my daughter.
Cool. And how's things going with Xynergy?
With Xynergy, yes, during the lockdown 2020, we see a lot of apartment, especially the one in CBD, having a lot of decline in terms of rent. Rental price could go easily between 25 to 30% decline, from their all-time high pretty much. The last time I saw this sort of price is when I was in uni, which is about 15 years ago? Yeah, it was crazy. So imagine I'm in a 2-bedroom.
Prices you talking about?
Prices, yeah. 2-bedroom in the CBD, rental pricing, yeah? 2-bedroom in the CBD, now we're looking at around, 400? Which, never seen that before. Even when I first started doing property about 10 years ago, we used to get 2-bedroom in CBD for at least $600 per week. Now suddenly $400 per week, and even that's even hard to rent.
Yeah.
You see sometimes 1-bedroom at $250. It's like a studio price, That's what happened in 2020. 2021, I hope things gets better. Heard the vaccine is here. hopefully things gets better for everybody, and I really feel for all those retailers that's really suffering. And I've heard within my own network alone just how many businesses that are already closed.
Yeah. And you're not just retailers, but I guess real estate as well, when you think about it, right? I mean, I think RMIT announced that they closed the campus for the entire year already.
For 2021?
For 2021.
Oh, okay.
If that's the case, like the rentals is going to go crazy, man.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, some of the students, especially international students, if it's online, some of their logic is like, why would I go to Australia or Melbourne paying Aussie dollar for rent and also for food, for living costs, while I can just do it from my home country? No rent, I can stay with my parents.
Yeah, exactly.
And obviously that will affect not only the real estate, I would say also the businesses, because if you see a lot of this restaurant, the groceries, what's driving them, obviously not all, but these students that's coming international, they make quite a significant impact in terms of the purchasing power in here. And all those things gone.
Sure. Those kids, they come from rich families. And I was talking with Kyle the other day, and he was saying, these international students, they give real estate agents something to do. They give the nightclub something to do. They give the grocery something to do. And then you're losing all that money. You're losing all that business.
Yes. You will see the effect, obviously.
And I think everyone's, the mentality is like 2020, let's just quickly move past that year. In 2021, it's going to be the year of opportunity. But at this rate, I don't think so, man. I really don't think so.
We never know what the future holds, obviously, but at least you want to approach 2021 with expectation, You don't want to be bogged down with what happened with 2020, feel negative of what's happening. I mean, we survived 2020. Let's embrace 2021 with a hope that things will get better.
Have you readjusted? Has Xynergy readjusted their targets and objectives and the way?
Yeah, we had to. I mean, especially not even 2021. Back in March, when all these things happened, we had an emergency meeting. Okay, we had an emergency meeting once a week, but I remember there's some stages that we put for implementation. Or if this happened, what's the next stage? If this happened, what's the next stage? And then we still, at the moment, for every once a month at least, we look back at our target and see where we are. Obviously, there are significant reduction in terms of our target as well. Put it this way, I mean, if you manage property, and we're a real estate agent, we manage property, we charge based on percentage. When the rental goes down 25%, 30% down, obviously our income will also 25, 30% down. As simple as that. Because we charge based on percentage.
Yeah. Also, that brings me to my own property, man, as you know. It's tenants move out tomorrow.
Okay.
And I need to get that leased, because the bank is not giving me any more extensions. You know what I mean?
Oh, you've been deferring, is it?
I've been deferring, which is good because I have cash. At least now I can, I can make monthly repayments. But I don't want to do that. I need to bring someone in. And my current agency, it's not good, man. Like I said, never wants to speak to me on the phone. The one time I'm supposed to meet her at the property, she doesn't show up.
Yeah, she was
late.
She
doesn't even show up.
She late? Was it late?
No, she just didn't come. I waited there like half an hour, called the office, called her. It was bad, man. So yeah, I'll give it. I'll let them have a month on it. Hopefully they can lease it. If not, I'll pass it on to you guys. But
if you're not happy with agency, I mean, obviously we are here to help. We don't want to poach people property. I mean, we because we know what we're doing is really good. I'm confident in it. My property management team is one of the best, I believe. Our infrastructure is really good, and we get people like you that's not happy with their agency and move to us. I think you gotta really know what's the difference, because if you're asking about, can I rent it higher? I mean, the market is the market, What we do, yes, maybe slightly higher, or not necessarily, because some people want to get a higher rent, but sometimes with tenancy, with renting the property, I noticed that higher rent not necessarily the best. But what you want is, as I mentioned in my previous video, consistency, tenants pay rent on time, keep the property clean. Maybe you don't get as high as your neighbor, but at least you don't keep changing tenant, and then it gives you stability. Imagine your tenant, keeping the lease,
Yeah, that's true, man.
Ready to move it? I prepare the documents, I'll get my property manager to contact you. Definitely, you can always meet my property managers.
It's not, but bro, you're not poaching me. But we're friends.
I'm not.
Man. We're friends. That's why you got it. That's
Yeah.
why you got it. So if the
Yeah.
other agent, if you're watching this, he's my friend.
Yeah.
What can I do?
You know what? I'll show you this. You know, recently I saw a photo, meme on the internet, pretty much. Very funny. Okay, but I'll read it to you. Okay, I'll read it to you.
Is that the McConaughey one?
Yeah. It says this. It says this. Let me read this. Yeah. If my friend is an accountant, that's where I'm doing my taxes. If my friend opens a bar, that's where I'm going to drink. If my friend opens a restaurant, that's where I'm going out to eat. Others may have better prices. Remember this. But I'm helping my friends build their business. We will succeed together. And I will add, if my friend is a real estate agent, that's where I move my property.
For you guys who don't know the context, Junior sent me this picture, and he's been chasing my property for the last 4 or 5 months already.
Not 4 or 5 months.
Sent me that
come
picture
on.
and said, "All right, man.
Nah, I just sent you that, a day ago, 2 days ago.
All right, man. Yeah. Will my listing transform your business?"
It will help, for sure.
Yeah. Maybe you can get my cousin Tony.
Why not? To manage it. Why not? If you're happy with
I
Tony.
heard he's doing full-time internship for you guys.
Yeah, Nathan told me last night.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what's the terms. I'm gonna give the guy a call. I just want to know, is it like 2 days, 3 days in the office?
Yeah. I think he's doing 5 days.
Easy.
I think he's doing 5 days, but he's very motivated. He's
All
very
right,
motivated
all right.
to get the job.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's good. Apart from synergy in real estate,
Yeah.
I think what COVID did was it really taught us why it's important to kind of don't put all your eggs in one basket. Diversify your income. Do
right.
multiple things.
That's right.
Be productive with your time.
Mhm.
What have you been doing during the last couple of months? I guess.
Obviously with the baby, with the babies there, it's consumed a lot of my time. But the COVID also teach not only just put things in one basket, but you realize that how fragile we are. It doesn't matter. I mean, you could have 10, 12 different sources of income. It could be all related to COVID. I mean, most businesses affected by COVID. Yes, there are businesses
All
that
businesses, man.
booming,
Yeah.
like Zoom,
Sure,
is
yeah.
booming. But what are the chances? Most people work in, some hotel, hospitality, retail. Those are the place that employ the mostly, and those are affected. But COVID teach us really that we are, as a human being, we're really fragile, and COVID really, in a way, humble us to know that, hey, we're not as good as we are. Even small things that even the eyes cannot see can bring the world to its knees. That's what I realized back in 2020. And all those people that used to be boastful, maybe, they realized that,
Got humble.
yeah, they
Yeah.
got humbled. You're right. But what I've been doing, obviously, because of working from home, and then during the lockdown as well, there's not much things to do. Even you can't really go out. So I've been reading news, learning from news, and I start learning more about investing in the share market even. So and the babies, pretty much that's what I've been doing, pretty much.
Yeah. And that's another big thing, because I know you you weren't doing any stocks before COVID, and then you pretty much started the same time I did. So I want to ask is how's that going at the moment?
It's not that I didn't want to do stock before. It's just that I was never exposed to it.
Yeah.
I believe, obviously, you the one that introduced me, to this platform back in, I think, May.
Yeah.
I was just giving it a try, but never looked at it again. Was busy because we just recently opened from those lockdown March, April, right? So back in May, June, and I've got my baby. Too busy July, got my baby there. But starting on August, so I'm just pretty much really focusing on investing in the share market back in August. So from May, June, July, you probably start earlier than me.
I think I started about 2 or 3 months before you.
That's right. Yeah. So starting really in August, it's been great. It's been great. But same thing. I mean, the past few months also teach me few things in the share market. There are things that is just way out of the fundamental. Some people just buy out of hype. Some people don't even know why they buy. Some people, if you especially look at the comment, some people don't know why it goes down. Like, I was surprised. I mean, buying stock market is like investing in a company. You gotta know what they do. You gotta know what their financial. Are they doing really well? Not just out of hype. You can make a swing trade out of hype, I think.
Yeah.
But the safest way is to really know what the company is doing and see the management. I always want to see who's the people running it. I think that's what's important.
Yeah. But you never let trading become your day job, right? You still focus on real estate.
Yeah, I mean, my passion is really still in the real estate. I think it's just a way to invest your money. The way I see it is to put it this way: the bank at the moment, you can put your money in the bank. Obviously, that's the safest way. I mean, it's not gonna go down in terms of the numbers wise because the bank guarantees that, right? But looking at the interest rate, looking at our inflation, um, I was thinking that hey, maybe I should move some of my money trying a different kind of investment. There's so many different investment. You can start your own business. That's also investment. You can buy property investment as well. That's also investment. Another way is also in the share market. That's also another investment. That's and no, I wouldn't let it become my day job trading. But I love real estate. That's what I do. That's what I do best.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you can trade as much as you want, but you're a businessman, right?
Yep, I love businesses. I love businesses. That's right. Yeah. And that's why with share market, it kind of relate. You know, when I love the businesses, I read their, go through their financial. I see. I think it looks great. Hey, why not? I put some little bit of my money over there, give it a try.
Yeah. And I think and that's good to be able to, diversify your portfolio like that. Because the way I see it is investing in property is safe, right? It's there. It's you can have the title. It's something you can
Safer.
touch and
It's
feel.
safer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And it's always
And
going
feel.
up. And then stocks, I
I
guess.
don't know if it goes up.
yeah.
Yes, maybe. I don't want to say
hopefully,
that.
hopefully. And then stocks again. I mean, there's the potential for growth in stocks is the sky, right? And then business, I guess, is is to help you get that cash flow to get everything running together. So I guess owning all three is quite important.
Yep. Business in a way, it's you have control on it. I think that's the difference. I mean, in property, you don't really have control of where the property goes. You know, you just follow what's the market, what's the government wanna build in their neighborhood will help boost the price ups, the infrastructure over there. That's what you don't have control on it, right? Share market, the same thing. You're investing in a business, but you're not in management, so they could losing sales tomorrow. You don't have control in terms of, oh, maybe I can help. You can do that, right? As a retail investor, we can do that. Maybe if you're institutional, you're different, yeah. So you could own a 10% share of the company. You get a vote on, you get a say on doing things. But for us, retail investor, I don't think we have that capacity. But as in the business side, when you open your business, like when you have your business, you have the freedom to direct where do you want to go. And when things go south, you can implement a new strategy on doing things. I think it's within your control of how to do the things.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Business is the one that you can mold and move and change.
Yep.
Yeah. And in your business, Go, you got partners, Ivan and Bruce. What's the main difference? What difference do you bring to the table from those two
The
guys?
value, you mean?
Yeah, and what you can bring. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very important in your partnership that being upfront in the beginning, especially when you form the partnership, and also to complement one another. I think I mentioned in your podcast this time that you gotta have one guy that you trust to make the final decision. You know, obviously, especially when you have three people like us, so that you can't have three heads in one company. You know, you gotta respect one another. That's number one. Trust, obviously, that's very important. But value as well. You know everybody's strengths and weaknesses. I think that's very important. So you can direct them where they should go. For example, we know the strength of this person is more into a relationship base, you know, and the other one is more like very firm, a textbook, and that's where you want to put him under the implementation of policy and stuff. But when you want to dealing with the clients, I think you want somebody who is very bubbly, put it that way. That's where you connect all these things three together.
Yeah, what I was asking, Go, is like, what's your value? So if you were to suddenly leave Synergy, what's the big thing that they'd be missing?
I think for me, it's more the balancing between Ivan and Bruce. For that way, Ivan is a very cheerful person, as you know. He doesn't really, he doesn't like to be bogged down with paperwork, and he doesn't like to be in the office. But at the same time, we need people in the office. You know, Bruce likes to be in the office. We need to be able to maintain the staff. Uh, but Bruce sometimes too daring to do things. You know, not too details. So for me, it's more like the details when we wanna acquire new business or we wanna even hiring new people. That's where I come in to see that, hey, is that actually, does it stack up? Does numbers stack up? Because you gotta have all what they call it, not so much the pessimistic, but what do you call that? The devil's advocate, yeah. To say that, why, what if this thing happened? What if that? You need somebody in your business to question that, because there are some people who look at things very positive. There's nothing wrong with it, but sometimes you become in the borderline of delusional because you really want it. So the facts are there, but because your mind is, uh, it's already like, I want these things. So even though the number doesn't stack up, the fact is there. You kind of brush it off. You try to justify. It's like a saying like this. You see a company that's falling apart. You bought the share, the facts are there, you should get out. But what does your mind tells you? You tell this, right? It will go back up, which sometimes it never go back up. That's very important. That's what I learned in share as well. And the same thing. So that's the value that I bring. The attention to detail. I look at the very, I'm very good at numbers. I look at numbers. I tell them like, this doesn't make sense. And so this is how we do it. And when we implement policy as well, and then when we implement things like KPI, that's what I do. As well, sometimes I do infrastructure. I just get this sort of thought about the future. For example, when we first moved, I still remember back in 2018, we had a big transition of our software. We used to have a server, and I was up to date with what's happening in technology in the open world here. And I noticed, hey, we can start moving to cloud. We're not depending on server, because server breaks down, everything just shut down, right? So, okay, let's start moving in cloud back in 2018. All right, 2018, obviously, I've got some rejection. Some of my team members said, nah, it's too hard, blah, blah, the hard work. I said, but we got to do it. We got to keep changing, right? So we make the changes to moving to the cloud system, 2018, late 2018. 2020 happens, right? Imagine if we still stuck with the server, that we have to go to office, do the things. But because we moved it 2018, it was my initiative to move it. Everybody was so thankful that, oh, thank God we already, And then recently as well, back in 2000 and I think late 18 as well, late 19, when I'm moving the cloud, I start saying, hey, I think with the current speed of our internet, the infrastructure that we have, we can do some outsourcing. Some of those things we can do outsource it, which save us costs. Again, don't let it happen. Good things, we can reduce some of our costs because we have outsourced some of that stuff. Yeah, I think value in terms of not only just the details and numbers, but the ability to, I think the wisdom, to see that what's in the future that I can implement in my business.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I mean, I've been working with you guys for about a year and a half. I think longer than that. No. I've been working with you guys for about, a year and a half. And I think I've spent enough time. Yeah, cool. I think I've spent enough time with you guys to kind of identify like how you guys run it. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Ivan is the guy who goes out and gets the deals. Bruce is the guy who makes sure the operations is all working, and you're the guy who just executes everything.
You could call it that way, but Bruce mostly is the one that, as the managing director, I mean, Ivan is the one that we send outside. Cheerful people like him, right?
Yeah.
So send them to meet with developers, we send him, right?
Get me to live in space.
Yeah, you're right. We get Bruce to make sure that what we have agreed, it's especially with the team member, to focus attention on the team member. Not so much on operation. I used to do operations.
Yeah. Okay.
So I used to do the operation. But Bruce is, I would say, the captain. As I said, remember the three of us, you can't have three heads. So I will say that, hey, we give inputs because the last thing you want is to have a disagreement, but it ends up into a fight. Disagreement is normal in partnership, it's very normal. We have it almost every day, but it's more about the respect that we have between one another and what we have agreed. Like, we've agreed that, okay, as you as the managing director, for example, Bruce, what is your vision for this year? Okay, I say, my vision is to have another office. Okay, Ivans will source what's out there, obviously with the help of Bruce and me. But when it comes down to the execution, as you said, the operation and making sure that the office that's open, we have the team member over there, we have the right infrastructure over there. That's where I comes in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. And I never said this, but I have a very I highly regard Bruce. I feel like he's a great example of an entrepreneur, and just the way he runs his business. It's very insightful. And the funniest thing he's ever done was, remember how crazy he was going about the whole Dan Andrews lockdown, and he
Oh,
even
yeah.
joined the group on Facebook. Give Dan the boot. Do you remember that time when he uploaded on his Facebook? He's like, on behalf of Synergy, we will no longer be catering to police. Like,
Yeah.
that's some crazy stuff, man. Did you have to talk to him about that in the end, or?
Obviously, yeah. I mean, I had
Yeah.
discussion first with Ivan. I mean, because a couple of our partners in the office
Yeah.
gave me a call like, "Hey, what's happening?"
Are we really not going to be serving cops?
Nah. I
Because
think
I got a cop calling me right now. What do I
I have
do?
to disagree with that. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I mean, as much as he's the managing director of Xynergy Tjetje, but
Yeah.
I have to disagree with that. I mean, not all the police does that, right? Some of them maybe did that. Obviously, we respect, we're thankful what the police has done. I mean, we taught them. Can you imagine what's happening in Victoria, right? But it's his personal space, as in like Facebook is his personal page. It's not under Synergy page. In a
What
way,
did,
it's
what
like
did he say to
Twitter.
you? Was he like, Junius, man, it's my own page, man.
Nah.
Don't tell me how to run it.
I mean, he get to say whatever he wants. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's his page, right? I can't
Yeah.
tell him what to write over there, But obviously, I had a phone chat with Ivan, with a couple of our partners as well, because they were like all concerned. Hey, how come suddenly Synergy is bringing into that, and how come we're banning? No, I said no, I'm not banning. I think that's just him. I mean, me personally, no, I'm not going to agree to that. Said, uh, because that's just I believe that's wrong. Um, and I gave him a call. Hey, what's happened? What happened? And then he start obviously his perspective, his justification was he does that. I said, look, okay, look, it's your personal page. I think this is what I say to him. It's your personal page. You get to say whatever you want, but please, when you start bringing synergy, but remember, synergy is not just you. Synergy is us. When you want to bring that, make sure you consult with us. I can't tell you to put that page down, do whatever you want to do, but just remember, I mean, when you start bringing synergy into it, there's always us that you need to consult. You don't get just to decide, let's say, A, B, C, D, whatever you want to say, whatever, As I said, remember the beginning when you said the freedom of speech? I believe in freedom, there are boundaries.
Yeah.
You can't just have what they call it total freedom, as in like people, I mean, put it this way. I mean, if you call freedom, can we walk on the street? Yes, but if we just start walking on the street, blocking people driving, would you call that freedom? Yeah, we are free to walk on the street, but not at the expense of others people paying, right? That's why I believe there's always boundaries in your freedom to make sure that you are guided in your freedom.
Yeah. And then he was like, yeah, maybe you're right. Is that what happened?
Yeah, he'll listen.
It was a funny one because the that post that he wrote was very it really was like a gray area, because he's like formerly Synergy Realty, and it was very formal. You know what I mean? Funny story. But you know what? While I still got you on the podcast, Scott, I know, and I'm not going to get a lot of guests like you, but I want to ask, how you see people like Dan Lok, and then you see people like these fake gurus like Ty Lopez, and what's
You like those sort of people, Joel?
I mean, I like.
You adore them, isn't it?
I mean, I like.
borderline worshipping them.
Listen, like I said, I like the theory. The theory's correct, right? You can't deny that, and I love, I guess, the showmanship and the ability to.
Obviously, I've never been to their course, yeah. I mean, right? I mean, I can't judge based on that, but just based on what we've seen on YouTube, the findings that we have for those students, what they're doing, Dan Lok, Lopez, or whatever, all these gurus, marketing guru. In a way, it's great that it helps people for some people, they need that skill, okay? But what dangerous is if you do not explain to them about the implication, for example, if you quit, because sometimes it just sounds too, how do I word this? It just sounds too good to be true. It's like quit your 9 to 5 job and you make all these 6 figures. As a business owner, it doesn't just come as easy as that, right? Unless it's a pyramid scheme, okay? But other than that, business need to be built, yeah?
Yeah.
And for you to just everybody wanna make a quick bucks. That's the problem with this generation, Everything
Get
was
it
just
fast,
instant,
get it
instant.
easy.
Yeah? I want my Lambo tomorrow. I want my mansion tomorrow, And it's all about all this accumulation of wealth that they think is gonna make them happy. We know that it's not. So what dangerous is these things, they entice it with people who is vulnerable.
Yeah.
They're promising things that sometimes they cannot deliver.
No worries. Yeah.
And that's dangerous because there are people who said, okay, quit your 9 to 5 job, Joel, because I think, why it doesn't work, this course, because you haven't put more hours enough. And that's why you got to quit your 9 to 5. And then this guy quit 9 to 5 job. They got kids at home. They got bills to pay. They paid the course. Sometimes they paid, based on the YouTube that we saw, they already in debt. And then they still swipe the card,
There was one thing that you said, which is so true and is so important. How do you know if someone's fake and someone's not fake? How do you know? And it was that one thing. Do you remember what you said?
What did I say? I don't remember. I can't remember. What did we have this?
We had this, and I said, how do we differentiate a fake guru and someone legit? Someone like, say, Gary Vee, and then someone like Tai Lopez, or what's his name? Dan Lok. How do you differentiate?
By the fruits.
No, bro.
What did I say?
Just where's the business? At least Gary Vee, we know that
by the fruits.
You can say by the fruits.
By the fruits. If you're preaching something, Joel. Okay, for example, you're preaching saying that you gotta quit your 9 to 5 job, build your business, blah blah blah, and I will see your fruit as in like, okay, Joel, what's your business? That's what you preach, isn't it? If I'm teaching people, say, quit your 9 to 5 job, invest in property, blah blah blah. Obviously, people want to know. So, Junius, show me your fruit, which is show me your property investment, right? Or show me your other investment, or show me your other business, because you are preaching that. That's you can call it their business, but if you're asking somebody who is fake and not, because it could be many different contexts, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be in business. It could be in relationship. It could be in others. The best way is to see their fruits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, man. I think if we're talking about, say, I love Dan Lok. I'm not the guy, but I love this. I love the whole case, about, because it's true. The story. This guy's charging 10,000 per hour, right? And Dan Lok, if you end up watching this, like, it's nothing against you. I know it's your business, right? But anyway,
people can get to charge whatever they want. There's nothing wrong with it.
I know.
There's
He charges 10K, but then you can say, okay, if you're going to help me with my business, can I see a case study of your own business? And what's funny is he doesn't have a business, man. We don't know. We can search all over the internet. The guy has no business. So we don't know how legit this is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's one
It's
of
true.
all those people who's watching this podcast, they're listening to this podcast. There's a lot of, if you go on YouTube, the ads. A lot of the ads talking about this Amazon drop shipping, all this whatever,
It's 600,000 this month, and I teach 10 other people how to do it.
Yeah, obviously, I believe there are people who make it out there, but to truly see their fruit, to really see because it's two different things here. One is you making your income from those business, or you making your income by selling this course. So the business is actually selling this course, not actually the business that he's preaching to you.
Yeah, true. All right. Well, what's your advice? Say someone, 18, 19 years old, wants to start his own business, doesn't know where to start, doesn't want to get scammed by $1,000 course from Tai Lopez and Dan Lok. What's your advice? Where do we go?
Have a mentor,
Where do we get these mentors from?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes it's from your network. Sometimes it could be even your dad, like your father or father's friend, somebody who in your community, somebody who have run businesses, or even sometimes there are courses that teaching that, one of the things in 11 Space, we have courses that teaching people how to do business, and we're not there to scam people, we're not telling them like swap your 10,000 on credit card. If you say to us that you can't afford it, we're not gonna, okay, try your different credit card, because we want to make sure that, okay, you understand what business is. And There are no shortcut, guys. There are no shortcut, really. I mean, a lot of people want this instant. For those 18 and 19, you're still young. Time is your friend.
That's right.
Build that business, nurture it right. Every single thing that is good. Look at all the things in the world. Every single thing that is good, it takes time to build. You talk about what businesses, all those businesses that has been there for 50, 100 years, they were built for 50, 100 years. They didn't become one day business, relationship as well. Look at all those people that have a relationship for 50, 60 years together, the marriage couple, and it takes time. It takes time to build that. You don't get 50, 60 years relationship by marrying somebody for a day, right? Good things takes time.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. It's like what Gary Vee was saying. He was like, why does a lot of young business owners fail? Is because they don't have patience. And when you don't have patience, a lot of things can fuck up. And that's just the truth, right? Everything's got to be quick, They want to get passive income without making legit income, They're talking about being financially free when...
And because of that thought, I think my message to all those, because of that thought, these fake gurus is preying on all this vulnerable mind because they know these people want something instant. So what do I say to them? I say what they want to hear. I say that, quit your 9-to-5 job, earn your 6 figures, get your passive income, and all this video is always with the mansion, with the Lambo, or with some hot girls, and they think that all those things are rented anyway. I can do that thing tomorrow if I want to. Rented all this Lambo, rented this mansion, get a couple of girls behind and start saying things that doesn't even making any sense. But remember that, I think all those 18, 19, there's no such thing as shortcut. Good things takes time. I've built my business for 12 years now. I can't just suddenly tomorrow open and be at my position now. I can't. It's just impossible. And look all those successful business. I mean, for all those 1919, you obviously heard about. You're talking about eBay, Amazon, Tesla. Look how many years have they been building that?
Yeah. People only see it once it's big, but they don't know.
They don't know when they started. How the struggle, They need to go through that struggle.
Patience is important.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Junius, man, I think let's finish this up. This was fun, bro. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, me too. Well, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And looking forward to manage your property, Jul.
All right. Last thing, while you're still here, I think it's time we tell the people, man.
What is it?
JJ Capital, bro.
JJ Capital.
$2,000 course.
So you become the fake guru, huh?
But the difference is we're not fake. We're legit. We make you cash.
I mean, put it this way. When you asked just now, now, mentor, all right? I mean, I'm 35 years old. I don't know how you feel, but I believe that I've been mentoring you, Nathan, as well. Obviously, we met through discipleship through church. But there are other things as well in business side that I've been mentoring you, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. For those people out there who asking for mentor, who is still 18, 19, you can always ask Julian. You had some business experience. I'm here. I'm open. If you guys need mentor, need some question, help. Out of my free time, I don't mind doing it. I mean, it's all about helping people, raising people up.
Yeah. And I think Junius, you're one of those people that really want to give back to the next generation. Of,
yes, of course.
Of people.
Yes, of course. So, I was like that. I've met, I met Ivan Bruce. They're 8-9 years older than me. They mentor me. Now it's my time to pass it around, and that's why we have this. For those of you that do not know, we have this end foundation that. For all our businesses that we have, we dedicate an amount of money every single year to put into this foundation. And this foundation, what we do is we actually putting kids that's finishing their high school, but they can't afford to go to university. We pay for all their university, because we want people to raise up, okay? And then once they finish their university, if we have employment that's available, okay, and we sometimes hire them as well, and it's all about giving back what you have been given.
That's true. I think anyone who does need a mentor or need to talk about anything regarding business or about real estate or just advice about life and and girls and, you know, finding a partner or whatever, Junius is the kind of guy that you can just send him a DM and I'm sure he'll respond. Yeah, he won't monetize it. He just wants the help. He won't monetize it yet. But anyways, yeah, thanks a lot, man, for being here.
All right. Enjoy it, Joel.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next podcast, eh?
See you at the next one.
All right.